students, hope you all are doing good. In today's class, we will continue with the lesson, The Gift of Maggie. So, in the last class, we saw that Jim had come and he questioned Maggie that you have cut short your hair, and he was not in a surprise, he was not angry, nor he had a disapproval, but he had a peculiar kind of look at Della. But Della was convincing Jim that she had to cut her hair just because to buy a present for Jim. Now we'll see what happened next between Della and Jim. I'll read you the paragraph for you. Listen to me carefully.
Out of his trance, Jim seemed quickly to wake. He enfolded his Della. For 10 seconds, let us regard with discreet scrutiny some inconsequential object in the other direction. $8 a week or $1,000,000 a year. What is the difference? A mathematician or a wit would give you the wrong answer. The Maggie brought valuable gifts, but that was not among them. This dark assertion will be eliminated later on. Jim drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it upon the table.
I hope you have heard me reading the paragraph, students. Now I'll explain you the paragraph. Out of his trance, Jim seemed quickly to wake. So after Della explained him that she has to cut her hair, and she was her love for Jim was more than her hairs. So all these lines she told to Jim. Jim was in a trance. Trance means he was not in one's control. He was not in his control. His mind was unconscious. And later, what happened? He enfolded his Della. So after that, he embraced, he hugged Della. For 10 seconds, let us regard with discreet scrutiny some inconsequential object in the other direction. So now he says that for 10 seconds, carefully we will do a critical, so he says that discreet. Discreet means careful. The meaning of discreet is careful. So he asked Della to do a careful observation. Scrutiny means crucial observation. So we'll do a crucial observation or a critical observation, and not important object in other direction. So we will concentrate on important things, which is more important, and we'll do a critical observation, and we will let go of the unimportant things. $8 a week or $1,000,000 a year. He says that if I earn $8 a week or $1,000,000 a year, $1,000,000 also if I earn a year, what is the difference? So he asks $8 a week, or $1,000,000 a year. So what is the difference between these two? A mathematician or a wit would give you the wrong answer. Even a mathematician or a intelligent person, wit means a intelligent person. These both also will give you a wrong answer. So there is no difference between a $8 a week and $1,000,000 a year. So he says these words to Della, that the Maggie brought valuable gifts. So the Maggie brought valuable gifts. Here the Maggie is referred to the three kings, the three kings who brought gifts to Jesus Christ when he was born. So why Christmas is celebrated? We celebrate Christmas because Jesus Christ was born. And why do we exchange gifts? It is just because these three Maggies, the three kings, they bought gifts for Jesus Christ when he was born. So that is why we still follow the tradition of exchanging the gifts. We follow the tradition of exchanging gifts on Christmas Eve. And then later on, but that was not among them. The gifts which they gave for Jesus Christ. But why did they give the gifts for Jesus Christ when he was born? That was a mysterious statement. Dark assertion means mysterious statement. Will be illuminated later on. So when they say that in the Bible it is written that the three kings gifted Jesus Christ. They bought gifts to Jesus Christ when he was born, and they gifted them to Jesus Christ. But who were the three kings and why did they gift? Okay, all these things came into light later on. Why did they gift Jesus Christ? Why did they bring gifts for Jesus Christ? All these mysterious statement, okay, it came to light later on because Jesus Christ was a person who was sent by God. They say that in Bible he was sent by God and he was crucified for the people's sin. Okay, that is how in Bible they have stated. So all these mysterious statements had come to light later on. Jim drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it upon the table. And now what happens? Jim, what he do? He just takes a package, okay, a gift from his overcoat, okay, the overcoat which he was wearing. From that he takes up a package and he threw, okay, he just throw that on the table. Now what happened next? I will read you the paragraph, students. Listen to me carefully.
Don't make any mistake, Del, he said, about me. I don't think there's anything in the way of a haircut or a shave or a shampoo that would make me like my girl any less. But if you will unwrap that package, you may see why you had me going a while at first. White fingers and nimble tore at the string and paper, and then an ecstatic scream of joy, and then, alas, a quick feminine change to hysterical tears and wails, necessitating the immediate employment of all the comforting powers of the lord of the flat.
Hope you heard me reading, students. Now I'll explain you the paragraph for you. Don't make any mistake, Del, he said, about me. So he said that you don't make any misassumptions. You don't take any misassumptions on me, Del, he said. I don't think there's anything in the way of a haircut or a shave or a shampoo that would make me like my girl any less. So he says that if you have shaved your hair also, it was not a problem for me. I will love you the same way as I did before. He says that even if you cut your hair or if you shave your hair or if you use a different shampoo, all this doesn't matter to me. I will love you the way I will love you like before and also now. So that thing doesn't matter in my love. Okay, it doesn't make my love any less. But if you will unwrap that package, you may see why you had me going a while at first. So he says that if you unwrap that package, then you will know why I was angry on that situation. Why I was not getting, I was continuously asking, did you cut your hair? So when you unwrap this package, you will get the answer. Why did I ask you that question again and again? White fingers and nimble tore at the string and paper. So her white fingers and nimble, okay, she quickly, nimble means quickly, okay, she quickly stored the paper and string, okay, from which the package was wrapped. And then an ecstatic scream of joy, and then she started to express her joy by screaming. Ecstatic scream of joy means she was expressing, okay, she expressed her scream of joy. And then she said, alas, a quick feminine change. Okay, there was a quick feminine change. Okay, feminine means which is related to a girl. So there was a quick feminine change. She said alas. In sadness they say alas, right? So it is the interjection which is used for sadness. So she said alas, and there was a quick feminine change. And hysterical tears and wails. So she's the uncontrollable tears. Hysterical means uncontrollable. Okay, she had hysterical tears. Hysterical means uncontrollable tears rolled from her cheeks. And wails, okay, the cry of pain. She started to cry. She started to cry in pain and grief, necessitating the immediate employment of all the comforting powers of the Lord of the flat. Okay, she started to scream like the whole flat can hear her voice, and she was in such a grief that she started to cry with the uncontrollable tears. Next, what happened? I'll read it for you. Listen to me carefully.
For there lay the combs, that set of combs, side and back, that Della had worshipped for long in a Broadway window. Beautiful combs, pure tortoiseshell with jeweled rims, just the shade to wear in the beautiful vanished hair. They were expensive combs, she knew, and her heart had simply craved and yearned over them without the least hope of possession. And now they were hers, but the tresses that should have adorned the coveted adornments were gone.
I hope you heard me reading the paragraph for you. Now I'll explain the paragraph. So, for there lay the combs, the set of combs, side and back, that Della had worshipped for long in a Broadway window. So, inside the package, what it was? It was a set of combs, a set of hairbrush side and back. Okay, so there was so many combs in that package, and Della had worshipped for them. Okay, worship means she wished to have such combs. Okay, she wished to have such combs in a Broadway window. Broadway window means a large window. So near a window, if she's standing and if she sees any like such kind of comb which is attractive, so she always wished for to have such comb. Okay, she always wished to possess such comb. Beautiful combs, pure tortoise shell with jeweled rims. So with tortoise shell. So the comb was made of tortoise shell and with jeweled rims. Jeweled rims is nothing but you have a design here. Okay, there will be some stones and there will be some ornamental designs, and then here there will be the comb, so that the woman can tuck that comb in her hair. Okay, so that this can be tucked in a woman's hair, just the shade to wear in the beautiful vanished hair. So beautiful vanished hair. So Della had cut her hair. No, now her hair is vanished. The beautiful long hair is vanished. Now she can't anymore tuck that rims. Okay, tuck the rim in the hair, in a long hair. Now she has cut her hair into a short. They were expensive combs, she knew, and her heart had simply craved and yearned over them without the least hope of possession. So these were the combs she was expecting to be owned by her. Okay, she was craving. Craving means she desired. Okay, she desired. She had a longing desire. Earned means she had a longing desire to have such combs with her. To have such combs. Possession means she had to own that combs. Owning. Possession means to own those combs. So she had a great desire. She had a great longing desire to possess those combs. But now, as her hair is cut, she can't anymore use those combs. And now they were hers, but the tresses that should have adorned the coveted adornment were gone. So, but the combs are hers now. Okay, now she has got her desires come true. Her desires have come true. But what's missing? Her hair is missing. The long hair. Okay, tresses means a long lock of women hair. So a long lock of women hair, tresses. So that is missing now. Should have adorned the coveted adornments were gone. Adorned the attractive long hair, okay, which had the coveted, the greatly desired ornament, okay. For that attractive long hair, this ornament, okay, the ornament which is bought by Jim is not of use now, okay. So this is the lines that expresses the feelings of Della, that she can't anymore use those beautiful combs which were bought by Jim as a present to Della. So now we'll see what happens next. I will read the paragraph for you. Listen to me carefully.
But she hugged them to her bosom, and at length she was able to look up with dim eyes and a smile and say, "My hair grows so fast, Jim." And then Della leaped up like a little signed cat and cried, "Ho ho!" Jim had not yet seen his beautiful present. She held it out to him eagerly upon her open palm. The dull precious metal seemed to flash with a reflection of her bright and ardent spirit.
Hope you heard me reading the paragraph, students. Now I'll explain you the paragraph. But she hugged them to her bosom, and at length she was able to look up with dim eyes and a smile and say, "My hair grows so fast, Jim." So now what she did, she hugged the combs. Okay, she hugged the combs to her bosom. Bosom means chest. She tightly hugged those combs to her bosom, to her chest, and she had a very dim eyes. As she cried a lot, her eyes lost the shine and it was very dim. Okay, dim means it was dull, and she had a smile on her face. Okay, she put a smile on her face and she said, "My hair grows so fast, Jim." So she says to Jim that her hair will grow very fast. And then Della leaped up like a little signed cat and cried, "Oh ho." And then what did she do? She just leaped. Leaped means she jumped. Okay, she jumped on Jim like a signed cat, like a cute little cat. She just leaped upon Jim and she started to cry again. Jim had not yet seen his beautiful present. Now it is Jim's turn to see his present. He has not yet seen his present. She held it out to him eagerly upon her open palm. So she already had it in her hand. Now she just opened her hand and showed Jim's present. So it was on her palm. The dull precious metal seemed to flash with a reflection of her bright and ardent spirit. Now the metal, okay, the metal, it was a precious metal, okay, it was a fork chain, it was a platinum fork chain. So it is a precious metal and that had a reflection. So the platinum fork chain has a bright reflection and which reflected her glowing spirit. Okay, ardent means which reflected the glowing spirit of Della. She was very excited to show the present to Jim. Later we'll see what happened. How did Jim react to the present? We'll see in the next paragraph. I'll read you the paragraph. Listen to me carefully.
Isn't it a dandy, Jim? I hunted all over town to find it. You'll have to look at the time 100 times a day now. Give me a watch. I want to see how it looks on it. Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. "Dell," said he, "let's put our Christmas presents away and keep them a while. They're too nice to use just at present. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs, and now suppose you put the chops on."
Okay, students, I hope you heard me reading the paragraph for you. Now I'll explain it. Isn't it a dandy, Jim? So after holding it out, she said, "Isn't it dandy, Jim?" Dandy means isn't it splendid? Isn't it excellent, Jim? I hunted all over the town to find it. So she's telling how much effort she has put into search this present for Jim. She said, "I have searched the whole town to find it." You'll have to look at the time 100 times a day now. So every time she says that, before she said that Jim used to see the watch every day, right? So now she's telling you will see the watch for 100 times now, because with this fork chain your watch will look very beautiful. "Give me a watch. I want to see how it looks on it." So now she's excitedly asking for the watch. You just give me the watch. We will put this fork chain on the watch and let us see how it looks. Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. So instead of taking the watch and giving to Della, what did Jim do? He tumbled. He tumbled means he collapsed. He collapsed on the couch. Okay, couch means a sofa or a bed. Okay, so he just collapsed on the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. So he just put his hand back over his head and he just smiled as if he had did some mistake. So he just put his hand on his head and he started to smile. Dell said, "Dell, Sadie, let's put our Christmas presents away and keep them a while." So now Della, he said, so with love he calls her Del. Okay, so he called her Del, and he said, let us put our Christmas present away. So let them be a while. Okay, so let us put that far away and let it be a while. They are too nice to use just at present. So just to exchange as a present, they are very good to use. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs. So now what happened? He has sold the watch to buy Della's comb. So Della's present, okay? So he bought Della's present, the combs, okay? For that he sold his watch. And now suppose you put the chops on. Now he is telling you can put my chops on the plate. Now you can please serve the chops on my plate. So here what happened? Della wanted to present a gift to Jim. So she sold the long hairs of her and she bought a present to him on $20. And here on the other side what's happening? Even Jim wants to present Della a gift. So what did he sold? He sold his watch, okay, which was very precious to their house. So here both have lost something to get something, right? But it was not in use. But they were not able to use that later on. But here what is evident is that the love which they had for each other, the care and love which they had for each other, that is more evident. So in the next paragraph, we'll see what happens. I'll read with you the paragraph. Listen to me carefully.
The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men, who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones, possibly bearing the privilege of exchange in case of duplication. And here I have lamely related to you the uneventful chronicle of two foolish children in a flat, who most unwisely sacrificed for each other the greatest treasures of their house. But in a last word to the wise of these days, let it be said that all of who give gifts, these two were the wisest. Of all who give and receive gifts, such as they are the wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the Magi.
Hope you heard me reading the paragraph for you. Now I'll explain it. The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men who brought gifts to the babe with the manger. So here the author is talking about the three wise men who got gifts to Jesus Christ. So here he says that the Magi are the wise men. Okay, they were the three wise men or the kings who bought gifts for babe in the manger. Babe is nothing but they are referring babe to Jesus Christ, who is the manger, okay, who is the person who is responsible for controlling and administering. So a manger is a person who is responsible for controlling and administering. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. So these were the wise men who invented the art of giving gifts, okay, exchanging gifts on Christmas Eve. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones. So their gifts which they gave to Jesus Christ, it was wise ones, possibly bearing the privilege of exchange in case of duplication. And here I have lamely related to you the uneventful chronicle of two foolish children in a flat who most unwisely sacrificed for each other the greatest treasures of their house. So here the author is relating it to the two foolish children. So here he calls them foolish because the gifts which they presented for each other, that was not in use. It did not come for use for either of them. Okay, what Della gifted for Jim, he was not able to use that. What Jim was gifting to Della, even that was not in use. It was it was not in use for her because she lost her long hair. She just cut her long hairs to short. Now she cannot use those combs as well. But here he says that these two people sacrificed for each other, but they sacrificed something for each other that was treasures of their house. Okay, which was meant to be a treasures of their house, that itself they have sacrificed. But in a last word to the wise of these days, let it be said that of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. He says that even if he has related them to foolish, he says that their gifts were wisest. Okay, why the author says their gifts were wisest? It's just because they have sacrificed something, okay, to gift each other. But here what is seen is that their love and care. So they have exchanged their love and care as gift, nothing else. So a love and care is the most wisest gift a person can give to another person. So here the author says that the love and care which they exchange towards each other by sacrificing their treasures of their house. So the most precious gift which they exchanged, the wisest gift which they exchanged was the love and care. Of all who give and receive gifts, such as they are the wisest, who give the gift and who receives the gift, in that these two people are the wisest. Everywhere they are the wisest. Okay, wherever they go, these two people will be the wisest of all in exchanging the gifts, because they didn't exchange present alone, they exchanged their love and care towards each other. So they are the real Maggie, he says. So they are the real wise men, he says. So the author says these two are the real wise men. So here I hope you like this lesson. Okay. So in the next class I'll be doing you the textbook exercises, students. Now I'll finish my session. I'm winding up my session. So have a great day and stay safe. Thank you and bye.